Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today is the first time ever that I review earbuds from Samsung, namely their latest and greatest Galaxy Buds Pro, which has active noise cancelling among other things. Honestly, I've never been the biggest fan of Samsung wearable products, but this one immediately caught my attention when it was announced earlier this year, and it is very popular too, so now I'm going to show you what these buds are like and try to figure out whether all the hype was justified or not. Let's see the details now. The design is, well, I'm not sure how I feel about it. The earbuds are definitely compact, lightweight, well-built, and they are comfortable too. So the quality is of the highest standards, which is kind of expected for $240, euros or pounds. However, this high-gloss silver color is a bit too flashy for my taste, and the fit could be more snug as well. The inside of the buds is made of a soft, matte material for better grip, but they simply don't feel secure enough to me. I mean, the buds never fell out of my ears, and I even did a few workouts with the buds without any problems apart from the need for constantly adjusting the buds. Again, the buds never really moved or fell out, but I never felt reassured that they won't. All that being said, I know these buds are not meant to be used for exercise, even though they have an IPX7 rating, which means that they are fully waterproof, so I don't recommend you use them for workouts, especially high-impact exercise such as running. But that's just my personal experience, and your mileage might vary, and there are 3 sets of ear tips in the box, so you might get lucky with the fit, and you can always get third-party tips to improve the fit of your earbuds. However, comfort is a different story. I could wear these buds for hours on end without a hint of ear fatigue or any hot spots inside my ear. That's partly due to their low weight, which is 6.3 grams each, and the buds are also vented, so there is no pressure building up in your ear canals. The battery of the buds will last only 5 hours with ANC turned on, but it goes up to 8 hours if you switch off the active noise cancelling. The total playtime is either 20 or 28 hours respectively. It's not exactly class-leading performance, as you can get better battery life for much less money. What is class-leading though is the 5 minutes quick charging, which gives you an hour of use. By the way, the case is small, lightweight and fairly well built. Whether you like this pearly finish is up to you, but I think it looks good. There is a USB-C port on the back, and as expected in this category in 2021, there is compatibility with the Qi wireless charging standard. On top of that, you can also use your phone to charge the buds wirelessly, but this feature is exclusive to certain Samsung Galaxy phones. The Galaxy Buds Pro uses Bluetooth version 5.0. Pairing is quick and easy, connection is stable, and I was happy to watch videos as there was no noticeable lag even on an iPad. And I'm saying that because, as you will see, there are loads of features which are only available on Samsung devices, and iOS is not really supported at all. So one of these features is the low latency gaming mode, but having a Sony phone and an iPad, it's not available to me. But again, I had no issues with latency watching videos on any of my devices. There are AAC and SBC codecs on board, however aptX is not supported. But single bud mode is supported, so you can use each bud independently from the other, which might come in handy if you want to double the less than stellar battery life. Multi-point use, or as Samsung calls it, auto switching, is only available on certain Samsung phones and tablets, so I couldn't test it, but switching manually between devices works seamlessly. You are supposed to be able to connect 2 sets of buds to your phone at the same time, so you can share your music with your friend, but I believe that only works on Samsung phones again. Phone calls are clear and crisp, your voice is loud enough and easy to understand, background noise is filtered out without muffling your own voice, so Samsung did a great job with voice transmission in general. Next up is controls. You can find the touch-sensitive interface on the buds, which can control play, pause, tracks and phone calls by default, and these functions are not customizable even though there is an app for Android. You can also toggle between ambient sound modes or activate the voice assistant or change volume using the touch controls, but you have to choose between these functions in the Samsung Wearable app, as you cannot have them all available at the same time. It's the same limitation I have seen loads of times before from other earbuds in this price range, while some manufacturers offer full functionality and customization for half the money. It's frustrating and it doesn't make sense to me. And that would be okay if the touch controls worked well, but they don't. I mentioned the constant need for adjusting the buds when on the move, and touching the buds accidentally pauses music at least 50% of the time. There is a switch in the app to deactivate touch controls, and for the first time ever I felt the temptation to turn that on. Another annoying limitation is that the autoplay pause function works only if you take both buds out of your ears, and it does not resume playback automatically when you put them back in. Again, it's a limitation that does not make much sense to me. Not sure what Samsung was thinking, but at least there is a conversation mode which can be enabled by turning on voice detection in the app. When this feature is on, the earbuds switch to ambient mode automatically as soon as you start talking, saving you from having to touch the buds to turn on the ambient mode manually. It works well 80% of the time, and you can customize how long it should take for the buds to go back to your default settings after you're done talking, but in a real conversation scenario, you are still better off taking the buds out, I guess. Or at least one of them, but then again, the autoplay pause feature won't work. Moving on to the rest of the features in the app, there are some EQ presets, but no custom settings. You can also deactivate the touch controls if you want, as I mentioned it before. The Find My Bud feature works differently than what we are used to seeing in other apps, as instead of locating the buds on a map, the buds start to beep so you can hear and find them. In the advanced menu, I only have the seamless connection and the hearing enhancements options, as I don't have a Samsung Galaxy phone. If I did, some other features such as the Bixby Wake Up and the 360 audio would be listed there as well. I'm also missing the Labs menu option, which has the low latency gaming mode switch in it. But the most important feature, which you can set up in the app regardless of what Android phone you have, is the active noise cancelling. In the app you can toggle between ANC on, ANC off and the ambient mode. The ANC itself has two settings, low for quieter places and high for noisier environments. The active noise cancellation itself is a bit of a letdown, as I found it not closely as effective as it is on the Bose QC buds or the Sony WF-1000X Mark III, for example. It does only an okay job with dampening traffic noise or similar low rumbling noises, but it's pretty much useless at higher frequencies such as human voices. But that's probably due to the less than perfect fit I could get with the included ear tips. On the other hand, the ambient mode works quite well, and it has multiple settings. You can choose how much of the outside world you want to let in, and everything sounds kind of natural, even if a bit too amplified at higher settings. But here I have to mention wind noise, which is not really an issue by default with these buds, thanks to their low profile and rounded shape, but strangely enough it becomes a problem with the active noise cancelling activated. In the low settings, you can hear this sharp wind noise which is picked up by the mics, but the noise cancelling algorithm cannot seem to do much with it. In the high setting, it is not that prominent anymore, and with ANC turned off, it simply blends in with all the other noises, so it did not bother me that much anymore. And in ambient mode, it gets amplified again, but that's kind of okay since that's the point of ambient mode in the first place. As you could probably see, I'm not too impressed by the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro so far, but now we have to discuss sound quality, which saves the day in my opinion. The Galaxy Buds Pro is a two-way design, having an 11mm woofer and a 6.5mm tweeter in each bud. As a result, you get a pleasingly balanced sound with a great level of clarity and more than enough sparkle at the top end, while the bass is relatively full with enough kick for me to enjoy my favorite songs. I'm no bass head though, so if you are one, you might get a touch less bass than you like, but for us regular folks, it's plenty good. And the mid-range is nicely in balance with the bass, and the highs, it's clear and focused. Vocals are forward enough without being overly dominant. Highs are so revealing, you can hear loads of details, but the sound can become a bit fatiguing at higher volumes because there is an abundance of energy and detail, and no mastering shortcomings or compression issues can stay hidden either. The soundstage is wide, not huge, but there is great separation between instruments and the imaging is accurate too. If there is one thing I miss, it's maybe a tiny little bit of extra warmth in the upper bass or lower mid-range. With a better fit, you might even get that too. So as far as sound quality goes, the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro is up there with the best in the category. There is a 360 audio feature of some sort with Dolby Atmos and head tracking technology, but this only works with Galaxy S21 phones, so once again I couldn't test it myself. It must be something similar to Apple's own spatial audio feature on the AirPods Pro, which I found less than useful, but again I couldn't test it on the Galaxy Buds Pro, so I won't jump to conclusions. But I have to draw some sort of an overall conclusion at this point. I feel like Samsung missed an opportunity here by making their own AirPods Pro. And I mean that while the AirPods Pro is a great product and it works with any Bluetooth device, it can deliver its best performance when it's used within Apple's own ecosystem. And Samsung is trying to do something similar with the Galaxy Buds Pro. Loads of features are for Galaxy phone owners only. Not that it should come to me as a surprise, and forgive me for not being able to test these functions for you, but I expected at least the basic functions to work properly on other Android phones, and I wasn't happy there either. But let's quickly go through the key features once again. Active noise cancelling, disappointing, especially for the price. Touch controls, underwhelming. Customization, there is almost none, again similar to the AirPods Pro. Functionality, for Galaxy S21 users, sure, plenty, but what about everyone else? Battery life, I've seen better. Fit, well, it varies from person to person, but I wasn't happy with the fit at all. But to be fair, I found them very comfortable and the IPX7 rating is way better than what most of their rivals have to offer. But what is it good for if I don't even want to risk running with them because I'm afraid of losing them? Or just drop them on concrete and then what happens to the shiny glossy outer shell? I know these are not sport earbuds, so maybe that's not even something I should complain about. So yeah, I don't know what good I can say about the Galaxy Buds Pro other than that they sound great. If you are an avid Samsung user and have their latest and greatest devices, then these buds might be a good option for you, but for everyone else, I would highly suggest to think twice before spending 240 euros, dollars or pounds on them. There are so many great alternatives out there for the same or even less money. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I know there will be some of you who don't agree with me and that's perfectly fine. We can discuss anything in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.